Pioneer brand canola with Optimum Gly, the highest yielding glyphosate-tolerant trait on the market. What's next in canola happens here.
I'm Lindsay Smith with Real Ag Radio and RealAgriculture.com, and joining me now is Sharalee Laventure. I don't think I said that right.
You said that perfect. That's good.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Sharalee. With SaskAg Matters, let's start there. Who or what is SaskAg Matters?
So SaskAg Matters was born out of research done at Saskatchewan Polytech by Dr. Michelle Pavloff and myself. There was a group of us that did research to say, what are Saskatchewan farmers getting for supports and help with their mental health? Is it working? Is it timely? Is it what is working and what isn't, essentially? And after we did the research, we learned a lot of things that, we said we need to fill a hole here. There's a gap. So we launched the SaskAg Matters Mental Health Network. You can see us saskagmatters.ca. You can go there to see all that we have done. We are solely running on private donations. So the good, wonderful people of this province give us money. 100% of the funds go to farmer, rancher, egg producer mental health supports.
Okay. And so, you did identify these gaps. What were some of those? What are some of the resources that farmers will find if they head to saskagmatters.ca?
Right. So on there, we have trained mental health therapists who are also ag knowledgeable. And that was what we found, is that when farmers are very stoic, we know that. And when they did finally put their hand up and say, I think I need some help, they were running into roadblocks, like it was too far to travel to get there. And also that the help they were getting, the people didn't understand their business. So on our webpage, you will see that we have therapists who are trained and certified, but they're from either from an ag background or have a lot of ag knowledge. So they understand ag producers.
Mm-hmm. And that is something that, of course, we've come across in a few different ways when we start talking about, supporting farmers, and that it is so important to have someone who understands sort of the context of what they're talking about. Yeah. What did you find in your research as far as how meaningful that was?
Well, that was the loudest voice out of, we surveyed, it was during COVID when we were doing the research. So we were hoping to be in the buddy seat in the tractor with producers. And unfortunately, they had to all be virtual over the phone interviews. But that was loud and clear from them. They need to talk to somebody who understands ag. And they also need to have supports that aren't 3 and 4 hours away from where they are. So there's lots of supports in the big centers in Saskatchewan, but most egg producers don't live in the big centers in Saskatchewan. So that was a barrier as well. The travel time, they would need to take usually an entire day away from the farm just to go get, a 1 or 2 hour session with the therapist.
Mm-hmm. So you did mention that this is privately funded. You do have some supporters, though, as well. So who are the supporters of this this initiative, and how can people find out more about SaskAg Matters?
Yeah, so I work for Cargill, and Cargill's been a big supporter. They've kept the wheels on the bus. This is going into our second year, so we're new, right? But they've been a big supporter. We had a young gentleman down south give us a heifer that they then auctioned off. And I can't remember the dollar value, but it was a big dollar value that they raised on this heifer. There's been other funding events happen, like dinners, and we've just had a really good uptake of people saying, yes, we know that this is a need in Saskatchewan, and that SaskAg Matters is filling that need. So we've had lots of great supporters.
Wonderful. Okay. And so
we're listed on our website.
Okay. Yes. So we'll tell everybody to head there. For someone who hears this and thinks, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. It might be something that might work for me. What would be your encouragement to them to take the step to actually reach out and perhaps, explore what's on the site and see what's available? What would be your encouragement to them?
So on the website, they will see actual photos and bios of our trained therapists. And they'll get to choose who they want to work with and how they want that therapy session to happen, whether that's via phone or a Zoom meeting or in person. There's many different ways that the producer can reach out and have the session with a therapist. We've recently added 5 new ones. I'm not sure they're uploaded on the web page yet. I'm hoping by next Monday or next week sometime we'll have them up. There are 3 currently on there. But the producer goes to the web page, reads the bios, and picks his own therapist. When he phones or gets in contact, whether it's email, phone, whatever, the therapist, he just says, I found you on SaskAg Matters, and that session is covered by SaskAg Matters. So the farmer doesn't have to pay for that session. Okay. So each egg producer or egg producer's family member is eligible for 6 hours of free counseling through SaskAg Matters.
Okay, wonderful. All right, Sherry, thank you so much for this information. We'll send everybody your way and really encourage everybody to go check it out. So thank you so much for joining me on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Lindsay.